Penguins are they are incredible survivors. The country realized this is a bird that's really important, not only to the ecosystem, but people have a love affair with them.
Our director, Jay Holcomb, who was managing the rehab program at Salt River, said to us, I want you to bleed every bird that gets approved. They need those red blood cells. They need lots of red blood cells to be able to bind oxygen, to do deep dives, to hunt for their food. Holding birds back once they're ready to go, sometimes they don't maintain their waterproofing, or like you need to release them when they're ready. And I took that as a personal challenge. I personally made the first 5,000 blood smears and reviewed those blood slides specifically for malaria, but it was just me and one microscope. So we actually put a call out to the University of Cape Town medical students, and they came with their beautiful microscopes. We started adding people to the bleed team who we could teach to take the blood. It's just a tiny little needle that you stick in between their two toes into a small vein. You get 2 drops of blood, and then it has to be spun down 3 minutes in a centrifuge. We really did not have any cases of malaria there. One of the reasons I believe firmly that we didn't have any malarial cases is because we had supervisors whose job it was to just walk the 7 acres outside and the 6 acres inside to make sure we had no standing water anywhere.
Every pen had 2 kinds of pools in it, and each pool had to have overflow, and all the overflow had to have drainage, and there couldn't be any stagnant water anywhere around that would harbor mosquitoes.
So having no standing water anywhere meant that we didn't have any larvae and we didn't have any malaria. They would line all the boxes up, each box holding 3 adult penguins. They'd tip the boxes open at the same time, and so all the penguins would go. And that's a fairly easy swim. Sometimes within an hour or 2, those birds were back on their home island. And then we'd have days where we'd have, hundreds and hundreds of penguins being released. They put a big sign at the beach when the next release was, because the media was all over it. We knew the public wanted to come.
We had released 1,000 birds one day, and this is after several releases of 500 a day. And then I thought, wait a minute, we're not having die-offs, we're not having malaria, we're not having Newcastles. And I went on the release, and it was like this huge weight lifted off of me, and I cried. I cried and cried and cried because I thought there was hope.
Once they were approved for release, they got a pink spot. It didn't impact their waterproofing. That pink spot allowed biologists to know on the islands that those were newly released rehabilitated animals. They saw birds sometimes within the first week of release back on their nest and back with their same mate, which is amazing. Like, how do they find one another? It is still the largest and also the most successful oiled wildlife response. Probably the most successful wildlife response of any kind in the world. We released 90.3% of those animals. To know that the work we do has greatly impacted particularly populations like this African penguin population is really huge.
This is a bird that's very close to South Africans' hearts. If you ever look at pictures from boulders, is that people will be out sunbathing or using the ocean, and the birds will just come out of their burrows and kind of walk down through the beach and walk out and get into the water. African penguins really have had a hard time in South Africa over the years because of bycatch and oil spills and just environmental degradation that they really needed the help. Sandcob couldn't do it by itself. International Bird Rescue couldn't do it by itself. IFAW couldn't do it by itself. But this group really rose to the occasion and put our egos to the side just to say, hey, we're here to help the birds.
We would not have had that success if it was not for the International Fund for Animal Welfare and Sarah Scar specifically. There was a time when the insurance company refused to pay, and there was no money to buy fish. Sarah just said, I follow by fish. Same thing with funding the flights of a lot of these organizations and these people to come and stay.
Estelle van der Merwe, who was the executive director at Sankob at the moment, 2 hours after the ship went down, she called Sarah in Cape Town and said, you got to bring IBR, you got to bring the whole team, bring everybody right now. It was that quick action, that quick thinking, I think, that was a big reason we were successful.
Marriott Hopley is the go-to person for logistics in South Africa in the Cape Town region. She's just like, oh, I'll get my people to handle it. Like, what people? And just show up with like 30 people and like 5 giant moving trucks full of sand that she just got somewhere off of some beach.
From all the local businesses and the volunteers to all the responders, it was hugely successful, and deeply grateful for them. And of course, we made friends from people all over the world. Every spill is our opportunity to do this job better. Every time we respond, every animal we handle helps us do a better job for the next event, for the next response, or the next animal in hand.